Hello, friends! We're so happy you joined us today. We've got a lot of exciting stuff prepared for you, and we're sure you'll love it.
Yes, yes. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our new adventures. Give us a like so we know you enjoy what we're doing.
Hey, don't waste time. Subscribe to the channel and hit those likes. We're working hard for you, and it's the only way to support us. So come on, do it now.
Yeah, and don't forget to leave a comment. It's important for us to know what you liked or what you'd like to see next.
Well, let's get started. Today, our boy Tim will be playing Roblox in the Escape Toby's hospital mode.
Oh, a hospital. I hope it won't be too scary. I always get nervous in places like this.
A hospital, huh? Tim can handle anything that comes his way. Let's see how he gets out of this mess.
I hope it's clean there, and there won't be any dirty corridors or filthy instruments. So shall we begin?
Great! We found the key! Tim, let's hurry and open that door! We're almost out of here!
Oh no, the doctor is right behind us. Tim, please be careful and don't drop the key. We need to move quickly.
Run faster, Tim. That doctor won't catch us if you keep up the pace. We won't let him get to us.
I can hear his heavy breathing. Tim, get that door open now. I can't stand the thought of him getting any closer.
This is kind of fun, isn't it? Crawling through the vents feels like we're on a secret mission. Tim, you're doing great.
I don't know, Joy. It's so cramped in here and we don't know what's ahead. What if there are traps or something worse?
Stop worrying, Anxiety. Tim can handle it. He's been through worse. Just keep moving forward and we'll be out of here in no time.
I hope this vent doesn't get any grosser. I can already feel the dust sticking to my skin. Ugh, this is so disgusting.
Hey, look! I think I see a way out just ahead. We'll be in a new room in no time. Stay positive, everyone.
Oh no, we're here. What's that smell? It's getting stronger. I have a bad feeling about this.
Great, what now? More obstacles? Tim, get ready. We can't afford to slow down.
Look at those pipes. Green slime is oozing out of them. This is a nightmare. Tim, you'll have to jump on those blocks to get across. Just don't touch the slime.
We have an incredible story for you about how Tim ended up on a thrilling treasure hunt on a mysterious island. It all started when Tim found an ancient map in an old library. The map marked the way to a legendary treasure hidden on the enigmatic island. Tim was absolutely thrilled at the idea of going on this adventure.
Oh, absolutely! But it wasn't just about finding the treasure. The island was full of traps and dangers. Tim faced off against nasty sea monsters and evil pirates. One of the toughest moments was when he had to cross a bridge made of creaky planks. Tim kept stumbling and falling into the water. It was definitely not an easy challenge.
I was so worried too. Tim was constantly in danger. In the dark depths of the cave where he was searching for the treasure, he couldn't find his way out. I was afraid he might get lost or fall into some trap. But he showed such determination and managed to find an ancient mechanism that revealed secret passages.
And those creepy caves. They were full of muck, mold, and horrifying spiders that made even me shudder. Tim kept stepping in sticky slime, and the horrid smell filled the cave. It was clear that it wasn't easy for him, but he kept going despite all the disgust.
And finally, after all the hardships, Tim found the treasure. It was hidden in an ancient chest, and when he opened it, fireworks of precious gems exploded into the air. Tim was on cloud 9, and we were all so happy that he had overcome all the obstacles and found the treasure.
Yes, and I must admit he showed incredible willpower. Even though I'm not thrilled that everything went so smoothly for him, he deserves praise for handling those horrible trials.
It was a tense journey, and I'm glad it ended well. Tim proved that even in the scariest situations, you can find a way out.
Yes, although it was frightening and disgusting, Tim managed to overcome all the challenges. And perhaps those unpleasant experiences made his adventure even more exciting.
In the end, Tim returned home full of new experiences and stories. And although the journey was tough, he proved that with determination and bravery, you can overcome any obstacle. I hope you enjoyed this story. Get ready for another exciting story about Tim's adventure in a fantastical realm. This time, Tim found himself in a magical land where he had to compete in a grand tournament to save the Enchanted Kingdom. The tournament had all kinds of incredible challenges, from dragon racing to wizard duels. Tim was beyond thrilled to prove himself in such a magical setting.
Oh, the tournament wasn't all rainbows and butterflies. Tim had to face off against some of the most ruthless competitors. There was a particularly nasty sorcerer who constantly tried to sabotage Tim's efforts. Tim was furious when his dragon was tampered with and almost lost the race. It was infuriating to see how low some people can go just to win.
I was on edge the whole time. The stakes were incredibly high, and one mistake could mean disaster. Tim had to navigate through a labyrinth filled with hidden traps and mystical beasts. There were moments when I feared he might get trapped or face a dangerous creature that could end his quest. Every turn seemed like it could be his last.
And the conditions in the labyrinth were just dreadful. The walls were covered in slimy moss, and the air was thick with a foul stench. Not to mention the creepy crawlies and the occasional burst of foul-smelling gas that made the whole experience just revolting. Tim had to wade through muck and fight off disgusting critters while trying to stay focused.
Despite all the challenges, Tim's perseverance paid off. He managed to navigate through the labyrinth, beat the sorcerer in the final duel, and win the grand prize, a magical artifact that could restore peace to the kingdom. Tim's excitement was through the roof when he realized he had saved the realm and achieved his goal.
It was satisfying to see Tim triumph over those who tried to bring him down. Even though it was a hard-fought victory, Tim showed that determination and courage can overcome even the nastiest obstacles.
I'm relieved that everything turned out well in the end. Tim's bravery and quick thinking saved the day. The tension was immense, but he handled it all with incredible skill.
As much as I hated the nasty conditions and the gross encounters, I have to give Tim credit for pushing through. His ability to endure the disgusting aspects of the quest and still come out on top was truly impressive.
And that's the story of Tim's magical tournament adventure. He proved once again that no matter how challenging or disgusting the situation, with determination and a positive spirit, you can achieve greatness. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the story. Today, we're going to tell you an incredible story about how we, joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust, used to be in the mind of a criminal. Yes, it's true. We were part of his mind and helped him turn his life around. It all started many years ago when this criminal was just beginning his path.
Yeah, it was something. We were all filled with rage and hatred, and honestly, it was quite an unpleasant time. This criminal was furious, and I was the main source of his anger. He constantly directed his rage at others, which of course led him to a lot of problems.
On the other hand, I was there to remind him of all the possible dangers and consequences of his actions. My anxiety and fear often spilled over to him, making his life even more stressful. I was always in his head, highlighting how risky and dangerous everything was.
I can't forget how I filled his mind with repulsive thoughts. He was full of disgust towards the world around him, and that didn't help his mood at all. He only saw the bad in everything, which just made things worse.
But everything changed one fine day. At some point, he started to realize that this life wasn't bringing him happiness. I began to remind him that joy and satisfaction could be found outside of this darkness. We started working together to guide him on the right path.
Yeah, I admit it wasn't easy. He had to deal with my anger and learn to control it, but in the end, he learned to use it for positive purposes. He began fighting for justice instead of spreading chaos.
I also helped him by showing that fear and anxiety could be used to avoid real threats and make thoughtful decisions. I taught him that sometimes dangers can be prevented by taking the right measures.
And I played my part too. I helped him see that disgust and aversion could be overcome, and that it's important to strive for cleanliness and order. He learned to appreciate the good things in life and stopped focusing on what disgusted him.
In the end, we all helped him change his life. Now he lives an honest life, helps others, and has found his place in society. We are proud that we were able to help him become the best version of himself.
Yes, I'm glad he realized that anger isn't the path to happiness. He learned to use his energy for something good.
And I'm happy that his fear and anxiety now help him avoid real dangers, rather than creating them.
And I'm glad he was able to overcome his negative feelings and find joy in life.
So, friends, that's the story. Even the darkest and most negative thoughts can be transformed into something good. It's never too late to change your life for the better. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed our story.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. Remember, even when things get tough, you've got the power to make a change.
And if you ever feel overwhelmed, just take a deep breath and think things through. You've got this.
Don't forget to keep things clean and stay true to yourself. It's the little things that make a big difference.
Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed our time together. Your support really helps
Goodbye for now. Remember, keep striving for the best.
Bye, everyone. Hello, dear friends. We are happy to see you on our channel. Today, we have a lot of interesting and exciting things planned. We have prepared new stories, adventures, and funny moments for you. You won't want to miss this. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our videos.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I hope you're ready for real challenges and adrenaline. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and don't forget to comment. Your likes and subscriptions are really important to us. They help us create new stories and adventures, so don't hesitate to show your support.
We always try to make our stories interesting and thrilling, but sometimes it can be scary. We want you to know that your support means a lot to us. I hope you'll support us and help us overcome all the difficulties. Leave your comments and share your impressions. It helps us get better.
Yes, and don't forget to stay away from dirty and unpleasant situations like in our stories. We like it when things are clean and cozy, and we're sure you do too. Subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and leave comments so we know what you like and what you don't.
Today, we're going to play Roblox in the mode Barry's Prison Run. I heard it's scary, but I think it won't stop our boy Tim from easily getting through it.
Oh, I'm not sure it'll be that simple. There could be all kinds of traps, guards, and even creepy monsters. I'm so worried about Tim. What if he gets into some dangerous situation? We have to be very careful.
Stop panicking already. Tim has shown time and time again that he can handle any challenge. He's smart, strong, and always finds a way out of the toughest situations. Let's just support him and watch him deal with this prison.
I hope this prison isn't filthy and doesn't have any disgusting places. Can you imagine if there's something gross? That's just awful. Tim, please be careful and try not to touch anything nasty.
Everything will be fine, guys. Tim is our true hero, and we're going to support him every step of the way. Let's enjoy the game and believe in him. Tim, onward to new adventures. We're with you. Guys, look, we've entered a room full of lava. This is so exciting and dangerous at the same time. But I'm sure Tim can jump from platform to platform with no problems. He always handles these challenges so skillfully. The main thing is to believe in him and support him.
I don't know, guys. Lava is very scary. One wrong step and Tim could be in trouble. These platforms are so narrow and look so unstable. I'm really worried about him. He needs to be very careful and watch where he jumps. Maybe we should give him some tips on how to jump better?
Oh, stop panicking, anxiety. Tim will handle it. He's overcome obstacles like this before. He has the skills and strength to deal with this. The more we doubt, the more we hinder him. Let's just support him and show that we believe in his abilities. He'll do everything right, as always.
Time for stories. Today's story is about how joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust used to be inside the mind of a scientist who was developing a cure for a very dangerous disease. Let's dive into the story from their perspectives. It was an exciting time when we were inside Dr. Wilson's mind. He was working so hard to find a cure for a disease that affected so many people. I was always encouraging him, filling him with optimism and hope. I remember when he first saw the results of his experiments and how his face lit up with joy. We were all thrilled to see him so happy.
Yes, there were moments of intense frustration too. Dr. Wilson had to face many setbacks and failures. I was there to drive him to push harder, to channel his frustration into determination. Whenever things didn't go as planned, I made sure he stayed focused and didn't give up. It was all about using that anger productively.
I had my own role to play too. There were times when Dr. Wilson felt overwhelmed by the pressure of finding a cure. I was there to remind him of the stakes, to keep him alert and cautious. My job was to make sure he didn't overlook any details and to help him stay on track, even when things seemed daunting.
And let's not forget the challenges that came with the process. There were many moments that tested Dr. Wilson's resolve. Sometimes the lab work was messy and the results were less than pleasant. I was there to help him push through those gross and uncomfortable situations, to keep the focus on the end goal despite the unpleasantness.
In the end, all of us, joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust, played a crucial role in helping Dr. Wilson develop the cure. It wasn't easy, but together, we managed to turn the challenges into victories.
Indeed, the path was filled with obstacles, but our combined efforts led to success. We turned every setback into a stepping stone towards the cure.
And even though it was a tough journey, it was worth every moment. The cure was finally developed, and it saved many lives.
Yes, the process was often tough to handle, but the outcome was rewarding. We learned that even the most challenging situations can lead to something great.
And that's how we helped Dr. Wilson make a difference. We worked together to achieve something extraordinary. The next story is about how joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust helped our friend Tim find the lost recipe for the city's most delicious pizza. It was so exciting. Tim lost his favorite pizza recipe, and we all came together to help him find it. I was thrilled with the idea because I knew that with our team, we could recover the recipe and throw an unforgettable pizza party. We started the search with enthusiasm and energy, knowing that together we could tackle any challenge.
However, finding the recipe wasn't easy. We searched every corner of the kitchen, checked all the drawers and shelves, but the recipe was nowhere to be found. I got frustrated when I noticed that things were scattered around. To speed up the process, I suggested that Tim and the rest of the team approach the search more decisively and not waste time on trivialities.
I was worried that we might run out of time, and Tim wouldn't be able to make the pizza in time for the important event. Every minute counted, and I was checking all possible places where the recipe might be. I made sure every step of the search was carefully planned, so we wouldn't miss any crucial details and could find the recipe on time.
The search was quite a challenge. We came across a lot of dirty kitchen utensils and remnants of old food. I helped the team deal with the unpleasant tasks and pointed out all the dirty and off-putting areas so they could focus on the search. Despite the mess, I tried to remain patient and supportive of the team.
Finally, after a long search, we found the recipe hidden in an old notebook on the top shelf of the cupboard. It was incredibly joyful. Tim was so happy that the recipe was found, and we were able to host a fantastic pizza party. We all enjoyed the delicious pizza together, and it was just wonderful. Thanks to our team, the evening turned out to be unforgettable. The next story is about how Tim had an unforgettable time at summer camp. Summer camp was so much fun. Tim arrived there with immense enthusiasm and immediately immersed himself in the atmosphere of relaxation and adventure. Every day was packed with amazing activities, sports games, crafting workshops, hiking in the forest, and even evening campfires with songs and stories. I was so happy to see Tim enjoying every moment and making new friends. I especially loved when Tim participated in the paintball competition and was thrilled with his victory.
But not everything was perfect. There were times when things didn't go as planned, and it was irritating. For example, one day there was an unexpected delay in preparing lunch, and Tim and his friends were upset. I saw them worrying about losing time for their activities and games. I had to step in and suggest organizing additional activities to help them make up for the lost time.
I was anxious when Tim went on a couple of days' hike. I knew such adventures could be unexpectedly challenging and even dangerous. Every morning I checked to make sure he was okay and how the activities were going. I constantly asked the counselors and reviewed lists to ensure Tim was safe and enjoying his time. My anxiety eased a bit when I saw him come back with a big smile and a backpack full of experiences.
There were also some unpleasant moments at camp. For instance, I couldn't ignore how dirty and damp the tents sometimes were, especially after rain. Tim and his friends tried to handle it, but I saw how they were unhappy with their sleeping arrangements. My role was to help deal with these situations by providing cleaning tips and organizing help from the counselors.
Despite the challenges, the summer camp left Tim with so many positive memories. He returned home with a lot of stories, new friends, and joy in his heart. This camp became a true adventure for him, and we were all thrilled to see him grow and develop during those few weeks. Moments like these are remembered for a lifetime. We're so glad you joined us for this adventure. We hope you enjoyed our stories and had as much fun as we did.
Yes, and if you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's really important for us to keep you updated on all our new adventures. Also, please give us a thumbs up so we know you enjoy what we're doing.
Hey, don't delay. Subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. We worked hard for you, and it's the only way to support us. So come on, do it now!
Yes, and don't forget to leave a comment. We want to know what you liked or what you'd like to see next. And please, no dirty comments. It's important to us.
Goodbye. Hello, everyone, dear friends. It's me, Joy, along with anxiety, anger, and disgust. Today, Tim is playing a mode called Minions Barry's Prison Run.
Hello, everyone. Look, Tim has been locked up here by the minions. There's one of them patrolling the corridor. Look, he looks scary, and he could harm us.
Forget about him. Let's escape through the ventilation quickly. Hi, subscribers. How's it going? Write in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Your support is very important to us and to Tim.
Hi! This place is disgusting. Look at the walls and floor. Everything is covered in dust and dirt. Honestly, it was cleaner in the cell. Let's find a way out quickly. Subscribers, help us out!
Guys, let's stay optimistic. Everything is fine. Tim is smart and brave. He'll definitely find a way out of here. Where have we ended up? This room looks pretty strange, don't you think? Oh, look at that minion. He's so funny and cute, even though he's standing by the door.
Oh no! He's starting to move towards us. What should we do? We need to find a safe place quickly before he catches us.
Stop panicking. We need to move quickly and decisively. If we can make it to the ventilation, we can escape from him. Let's find our way and keep moving.
Oh no, not another ventilation. I can't stand these dirty, cramped spaces anymore. But if it's the only way to escape that dreadful minion, I'm ready to go through it.
We did it! We're in the ventilation now, and the minion can't reach us. Now we just need to find our way out and seize every opportunity.
Wow, what is this room? Everything looks so luxurious. And what if the chandelier in that room fell on us?
All right, we've ended up in the minions' dungeon. Tim needs to stay alert. Minions are very cunning and stealthy. They could appear right beside us at any moment. We must get through this challenge and move forward.
It's full of rats and so cold here. It's really disgusting. Guys, hit the like button and subscribe so we can get out of here as soon as possible.
Disgust. It's not that bad here. There's water, it's spacious, and it's humid. What's more interesting is what awaits us next. This is truly an exciting and amazing adventure.
Oh no, no, no! This huge ball could crush us! How do we move forward? It looks so terrifying. I'm about to cry from fear. Tim, please be careful. I'm begging you, make it to the end.
Anxiety. Tim is doing great. Come on, Tim, I believe in you. You can overcome this giant ball and make it to the end. Forward, just keep going.
Tim almost made it. Great job. He did it.
See? Even though you were worried, Tim has everything under control. He'll make it to the end.
Joy, I think this is a great moment to share a couple of interesting stories with our viewers. What do you think?
Yes, great idea. Let's share a couple of exciting stories with our viewers while Tim continues his adventure. I hope you'll enjoy them. Guys, have you hit the like and subscribe buttons? Then let's get started. This story is about Tim's transition to a new school. The first day at the new school was a real adventure. Tim was eagerly looking forward to it. There were many new faces around, and he was full of enthusiasm. I could feel his joy and inspiration. We eagerly watched as he smiled, made new friends, and explored his new surroundings. Each new discovery brought him joy, and his energy was simply contagious.
I couldn't help but worry about Tim. A new class, new teachers, new rules. Everything was new to him. I was concerned about how he would handle the adaptation and whether he would be able to get along with his classmates. Every little detail seemed important to me, and I was anxious about how he would feel in the new environment. I was scared that he might be left alone or that something might go wrong.
When I saw how some of the kids in class reacted to Tim, I was furious. I was irritated when some of the kids started teasing or showing unkindness. It was unfair. Tim deserved better than such taunts. I was ready to fight for his dignity and protect him from any attempts to belittle him.
Some moments of the first day were simply unpleasant. I felt disgusted when I saw the untidiness in the school cafeteria or locker room, and some kids behaved rudely and disrespectfully. All of this created an unpleasant impression and sometimes overshadowed the joy of new experiences. I was disappointed that the initial stage could be spoiled by such small things.
Despite all the difficulties, Tim managed to get through the first day. He found new friends and adapted to the new environment. His smile and positive energy returned when he realized that things weren't as scary as they had seemed at first. We were thrilled with his successes and the fact that he was able to overcome all the initial hurdles.
By the end of the day, I felt a sense of relief. Tim began to feel more confident, and his anxiety gradually subsided. Although I still worried about his adaptation, I saw that he started to get along with his classmates and felt more comfortable. It was reassuring.
I was glad that Tim was able to show who he was despite the initial difficulties. Even though some kids continued to behave inappropriately, Tim didn't let them break him and kept moving forward. I was proud of how he held his ground and didn't give in to provocations.
Although the first impression of the school had some unpleasant moments, I saw that Tim managed to overcome the difficulties and kept moving forward. It was important for him, and I understood that he was able to leave the negative moments behind and start a new chapter of his school life with a positive attitude.
Thus, the first day at the new school, though it began with worries and difficulties, became the start of a new and exciting adventure for Tim. We were happy to see his growth and development, and were confident that he would have many wonderful moments ahead. Hey guys, did you enjoy the story? Hit that like button and subscribe. When Tim watched the horror movie, he was thrilled by the plot and special effects. It was an exciting and tense adventure that kept him on edge until the very end. I was happy to see him enjoying the genre and how his eyes sparkled with enthusiasm. In the evening, he discussed the movie, sharing his favorite moments, and it was fun and interesting.
But as night fell, I began to worry. Tim became nervous and anxious, and although I knew the movie was just fiction, his fears started to haunt him. I was concerned he wouldn't be able to sleep, and that his nighttime fears might seriously affect his well-being. I was anxious about every creak and shadow that might remind him of the scenes from the film.
In the morning, when strange things started happening, I was outraged. Why did these things have to happen? It was unfair. Tim had already endured a night full of fears and anxieties, and now he was being plagued by oddities. It was simply unacceptable. I was ready to fight to protect Tim from any potential troubles.
When the oddities started occurring, I felt disgusted. The strange noises and mysterious events not only scared Tim, but also made me feel uncomfortable. I was distressed that reality seemed to be turning into a terrible movie that Tim had watched. It was unpleasant and gave me a sense of anxiety and distaste.
Despite all the fears and discomforts, Tim managed to find the strength to handle the situation. He began to see everything that was happening as mere coincidences and approach the situation with humor. His ability to find positivity, even in difficult situations, helped him overcome his fears and regain his calm. I was happy to see him smiling again and tackling all the problems with confidence.
As things began to settle down, I felt a sense of relief. Tim managed to handle the situation and regain his calm. Although I still worried about his nighttime fears, I was glad that he was able to see the events as part of his imagination and deal with them. It gave me confidence that he could handle any challenges that came his way.
I was glad that Tim could handle the situation despite all the discomforts. Although what was happening was unfair and annoying, he didn't let his fears take over and kept moving forward. I was proud of how he showed resilience and courage.
Although all these oddities were unpleasant and made me feel uncomfortable, I was happy that Tim was able to overcome his fears and return to a sense of normalcy. These events reminded us of how important it is to stay calm and not let fears and discomforts control us.
So, despite all the difficulties and nighttime fears, Tim managed to handle the situation and return to normal life. We were all happy to see his confidence and ability to deal with challenges. It was a lesson in how important it is not to let fears control you and to find joy and courage even in the toughest situations.
Hey everyone, our stories have come to an end. We really hope you enjoyed them. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Your support means a lot to us.
While we were sharing stories, Tim has reached the final challenge. Mega Minion Boss. This is a very serious opponent, but we will crush him. Tim is strong and brave, and he will definitely defeat him.
Oh no, he's so big and gross. It's disgusting to look at him. Do we have any other options? Do we really have to fight him? Maybe there's a way to avoid him somehow.
Hooray! Tim defeated the boss. We did it! Tim has completed this level. Guys, you definitely need to like and subscribe for this. It's amazing.
It was really scary, but this level is truly interesting and dangerous. Guys, thank you for being with us. Thanks for watching and for your support. Bye for now.
Hi, friends. We're so happy to see you again. Today, we have a truly unusual adventure. Tim is about to tackle a creepy mode called Scary Doll Curse. Just think about it. Dolls and curses, this is something new. I hope we can avoid all the traps and solve all the mysteries.
Hi, everyone. Oh, guys, I'm already nervous. This mode sounds really scary. Dolls can be so creepy, especially when it comes to curses. I just can't shake the feeling that something might go wrong. But if you all support Tim, I'm sure he'll make it through, despite all my fears.
Hey everyone, are you ready for a real challenge? I've heard that this mode is one of the hardest and scariest, but Tim is no coward. If any doll tries to scare him, we'll show it who's boss. Nobody will stop us on our way to victory.
Hello, dear viewers. Just think about it. Dolls, and they could be dirty, dusty, and who knows what else. I really hope it's not as awful as it sounds, but knowing how these modes can be, I can only hope for the best and for your support, guys. Please, keep your fingers crossed for Tim so he doesn't have to deal with anything truly gross.
I'm already so excited. What an exciting adventure awaits us, solving the mystery of the cursed dolls. I'm sure that with your support, Tim will find a way to overcome all the dangers and puzzles. This is going to be thrilling, and I'm so glad you're with us.
It's important to remember that this mode might have some unexpected twists. But with you guys and Tim leading the way, I hope we can avoid all the traps. Everything will be okay, right? We just need to be careful and cautious.
So are you ready to show these dolls who's boss? Don't be afraid of them. They're not that scary. If we need to, we'll deal with them the best we can. The main thing is not to give up and to go all the way, no matter how scary it gets.
And please, let's hope there's nothing truly disgusting. I can't stand those dirty old dolls, especially if they're covered in cobwebs or worse. But for you and Tim, I'm willing to endure it. The most important thing is for him to get through this challenge.
Wow, Tim, look! We're in some sort of lava room, and there's a portal ahead. To open it, we need to find 3 green orbs and place them in those special slots. This is going to be a real challenge, but I'm sure you can do it.
Oh, Tim, be very careful. Lava is everywhere, and you need to be extremely cautious. One wrong move, and I don't even want to think about it. Just don't rush, hold the orbs tightly, and watch every step.
Enough worrying. Let's just grab those orbs and open the portal. You don't want to stay here longer than necessary, right? Come on, Tim. Collect them all and get that portal open. You can do it. Just don't waste time.
Ugh, those orbs look like they've been pulled right out of the lava. But Tim, you'll have to deal with it. Grab them carefully and place them in the slots quickly so we can get out of here. I really hope we don't have to deal with anything even more disgusting after this.
And the next story will be about the day when Tim decided to enter his first skateboarding competition. Oh, you should have seen how exciting it was. Tim had been preparing for this moment for months. Every day after school, he would go out into the yard and practice no matter the weather or how tired he was. And finally, the day arrived when he was supposed to show everyone what he had achieved. I remember him putting on his favorite cap and grabbing his skateboard with such a determined look on his face. We were all so excited. I could see his eyes shining as if they were reflecting the sun, and that filled us with confidence. We knew Tim could handle whatever came his way.
Yeah, but as soon as we got to the competition site, I started getting irritated. Those other skateboarders, all so cocky and smug, standing around bragging about their tricks as if they thought rookies like Tim didn't stand a chance. They were talking about their complex moves, and honestly, it really got on my nerves. I was so furious inside, I felt like walking right up to them and telling them exactly what I thought. But Tim kept his cool. He just stood there, watching the course intently, like he wanted to memorize every detail. He didn't pay attention to their chatter and just focused on why he was there.
Oh, I was so scared. Those ramps, the height, the speed, it all seemed so dangerous. I just couldn't calm down. I remember thinking, what if he doesn't make it? What if he falls? What if the other skateboarders knock him down? My hands were literally shaking when Tim started skating. Even when he was doing simple tricks, my heart was pounding so loud, it felt like everyone around could hear it. But still, despite my fears, I knew Tim was giving it his all, and that gave me a little strength. I kept reminding myself that he had practiced a lot and was ready for this.
And I was so worried about all the dirt on the course. It was just horrible. There were spilled drinks, dirty rags lying around, and one of the skateboarders even fell into a puddle. I kept watching to make sure Tim didn't accidentally step in the dirt or get dirty. You know, it's important to not only skate well at a competition, but also to look good. Cleanliness and order are always important, especially when you're in the spotlight.
But how happy I was when Tim finally hit the course. He started off slow but steady, checking out every turn and ramp. And when he performed his first trick, an ollie, we all held our breath in anticipation. And then, he nailed it. The crowd erupted in applause, and I could barely contain myself from screaming with joy. It was his moment, and he nailed it. I'll remember that moment forever. Tim proved to himself and everyone else that he's a real athlete, despite all the obstacles.
And those who laughed at him at the beginning quickly went silent. They realized that they shouldn't underestimate Tim. I was so proud of him. He showed that actions speak louder than words, and now everyone knows that Tim is no joke.
And you know, I even calmed down a bit. Tim showed that he can handle challenges, and that gave me a little more confidence in the future. But still, every time he gets ready for a new competition, I'll be worried. After all, it's my job to look out for his safety.
In the end, Tim took second place, and it was just amazing. This was his first competition, and such a success is an incredible achievement. We all experienced this day together, and I'm sure Tim has many more victories ahead. So don't be afraid to dream and work hard, and you'll definitely achieve your goals. The next story is about how Tim went to space and saved the Earth from meteors, and how joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust helped him in this adventure.
It all started when Tim received an incredible offer to become an astronaut and go to space to prevent meteors from hitting Earth. We, joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust, were in his head, and each of us played our role in this amazing journey. From the very beginning, Tim was ready for anything. In space, he had to face many challenges, and I was there to remind him of the importance of being decisive and not fearing difficulties. Each obstacle made him feel anger, but it helped him act quickly and resolutely.
While anger was pushing Tim to act, my job was to support him in moments of fear and uncertainty. Space is a vast and unknown place, and even the most experienced astronauts feel anxiety about the unknown. I reminded Tim of the importance of staying calm and planning every action carefully.
And I was the one who helped Tim deal with unpleasant situations. Space is full of unexpected and sometimes unpleasant situations, and I tried to help him not to be distracted by them. Tim needed to stay focused, despite any unpleasantness that might arise.
When Tim finally arrived in space, he was amazed by the beauty of the stars and planets. I was proud to help him see and appreciate this splendor. We enjoyed the moment and were inspired, which gave him strength and confidence.
But as soon as the first meteors appeared, my role became critical. These huge rocks were heading towards Earth, and I had to support Tim in his determination to deflect them. His anger and resolve were necessary to handle such threats.
Each time the meteors approached, my anxiety increased. I worried about Tim making mistakes at such a critical moment. But I also tried to support him morally, reminding him that every step required caution and precision.
While Tim was fighting the meteors, I helped him maintain his focus despite all the unpleasantness. In space, there are sometimes pollutants and other unpleasant things that could distract him. I helped him stay concentrated on the main task.
And so, after a tense battle, Tim successfully deflected the last meteors and saved Earth from disaster. We were all immensely happy that he managed the task and returned home as a hero. His courage and determination became an example for everyone.
Sometimes it's necessary to express anger and determination to overcome challenges. Tim showed that even in the most stressful moments, it's important to maintain resolve and act quickly.
And although anxiety can be a challenging feeling, it can help us be attentive and cautious. Tim learned to use it to carefully plan his actions and avoid mistakes.
Even unpleasant moments can be important if we know how to deal with them. Tim proved that you can overcome any difficulty by staying focused and not being distracted by negative aspects.
Well, that's the end of our thrilling escape from the evil doll in the scary doll curse mode. We hope you enjoyed this adventure as much as we did. We had a great time playing together.
Yeah, it was fun, but also pretty scary. That doll really gave us a hard time. We did our best to get through this mode, and I hope you enjoyed watching our attempts, but we're ready to do even more.
If you like this mode and want to see more exciting games, let us know. It's important for us to know what you want to see, so we can prepare something even more thrilling for you.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this adventure. Your comments and activity help us know what interests you and what you want to see next.
So, if you want a continuation or other interesting modes, write in the comments what you liked and what you'd like to see next. We're excited to work for you and create new entertaining moments. Goodbye for now. Thanks for joining us in this scary adventure. We'll see you in the next video. Hi, friends. We're so glad you're with us today. We've got another exciting day ahead, and Tim is ready for the challenges. But there's something I want to share with you. Tim isn't feeling his best today. He's a bit under the weather. So, some of the challenges might not go smoothly on the first try, and he may need to give them a few attempts.
Yeah, that's right, and if anyone thinks about criticizing him, I'd advise against it. Tim always gives his all, even when he's not feeling great. But you know what? We're here to support him. So if he falls or makes a mistake, let's all cheer him on together.
I'm so worried about him. I hope you guys understand that Tim is doing his best, even though he's not in top form. It would really mean a lot if you could show him some love with likes and kind words in the comments. That will help him feel like he's not alone and that he has real friends among you.
Yeah, exactly. Let's show some patience and understanding. Things don't always go as planned, especially when you're not feeling well. So if you see Tim go off course or mess up, support him instead of judging. And don't forget to leave your like. He definitely deserves it today.
Thank you guys for being here with us and supporting Tim on this tough day. Your support really matters, and we know that with you, Tim will get through all the challenges no matter how tough they are. So let's get started. We're sure it'll be fun, even if everything isn't perfect. So guys, right now we're escaping from the evil grandma in Roblox in a mode called Escape Evil Grandma. This is going to be thrilling.
Evil grandma? Perfect! The tougher it is, the better. I'm sure she's filled her house with all kinds of traps. But Tim will get through them all.
Oh, I'm already scared. What if she suddenly pops out from around the corner or sets some terrible trap? Tim, be really careful. Who knows what might happen?
And why is everything in her house so old and dusty? Ugh, I hope we don't have to jump over dirty tables or crawl through some gross places. That would be just awful.
Wow, Tim's in an exciting room. These platforms look pretty fun. If he jumps like a superhero, he'll make it through.
This room is full of challenges, and Tim needs to be determined. The platforms might be slippery and the lava is really dangerous. He needs to stay focused and act quickly, or he won't make it to the end.
Time for stories. Today's story is about how Tim went fishing and caught a golden fish that grants 3 wishes. The day started like any other weekend for Tim. He decided to spend it by the picturesque lake where the water was clear and the air was fresh.
It was actually a great idea, but casting a line and waiting isn't always easy. We all know fishing can be tiring, and I was ready to get frustrated if Tim didn't catch any fish. But when he finally felt a tug, everything changed.
Yes, it was truly nerve-wracking. I was a bit anxious when he felt something unusual on the line. You never know what it might be, and Tim could have faced unexpected problems. I hope it's not something dangerous, I thought.
Thankfully, it all turned out fine. I was a little concerned it might be an unpleasant sight, but when I saw the golden fish, it was impressive. Wow, a golden fish. I hope it won't be too gross.
When Tim pulled out the golden fish, it spoke. Thank you for freeing me. I will grant you 3 wishes. Remember to choose wisely. Tim was thrilled and immediately started thinking about his wishes.
It's good he has a chance to use these wishes. I hope he doesn't waste them on trivial things. This is a great opportunity to do something really important.
Let's make sure he makes the right choices. This could impact his life and the lives of others. I hope he doesn't make a mistake.
Well, gold and magic aren't really my thing, but if it helps Tim, so be it.
3 wishes are a lot of opportunities.
Tim was overjoyed when he made his first wish. I want my friends to always be around, and for us to be able to spend time together. It was very touching.
That's a great first wish. Friends are important, and he made the right choice. Now let's see what he chooses next.
His next wish was, I want everyone around to be happy and healthy. That was also a wise decision that could make the world a better place.
Still, I hope this doesn't lead to any unpleasant consequences. Sometimes even good intentions can have unexpected side effects.
Finally, Tim said, I want everyone to have the chance to fulfill their dreams, just like I was able to fulfill mine. It was a magnificent final wish.
Wonderful. That was really well thought out. I hope everything comes true.
The golden fish nodded and said, Your wishes will be granted. Remember to care for others and be thankful for what you have.
Well, that's it. Let's hope everything goes well and doesn't cause any problems.
Thus, Tim had an amazing day fishing, and his wishes became reality. I hope you enjoyed this story.
It was truly exciting. I hope Tim learned a lesson and used his wishes wisely.
Yes, and I hope everything will go well for him in the future. It's important to remember your wishes and make the right decisions.
Well, at least we saw something unusual. I wonder what will happen next.
And the next story is about how joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust found themselves in the mind of a transformer robot who saved Earth. Imagine this, a giant transformer robot as majestic as a skyscraper, with a mind that could process information faster than any computer. But even a robot like that has thoughts and emotions. And there we were, joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust in his head. Our mission was to help him make decisions at the most critical moment when the fate of the entire Earth was hanging by a thread. I could feel that this was our chance. A chance to prove that even in the toughest situations, you can find joy and make the task exciting. I kept reminding him that it's important to believe in himself and his strength, that together we could overcome any challenges.
But things were far from as simple as Joy made them out to be. She saw the bright side of everything, but I could feel the tension and the need to act. The enemies were closing in, and every second of hesitation brought them closer to victory. I was boiling with anger and determination. I knew we couldn't waste time on doubts. We had to act, be decisive, and not let emotions get the better of us. Because if we showed any weakness, the enemies would strike without hesitation. I reminded the robot that the world is full of dangers, and if we weren't strong and ready for battle, we would be destroyed.
For me, this situation was a real nightmare. Unlike anger, who saw everything in black and white, I understood how many dangers were lurking behind each step. My mind was full of worries and doubts. What if the robot made the wrong decision? I kept reminding him of the possible risks. Every time he was about to do something risky, I made him stop and think. I knew that if I didn't do this, the consequences could be catastrophic.
And as for me, I looked at all of this and thought that much of what was happening was, to put it mildly, unpleasant. Sure, the robot was strong and powerful, but sometimes it seemed to me that he lacked finesse in his actions. All those explosions, battles, and destruction. Rough, dirty, not my style. I often said to him, couldn't we do without that? Or, why does everything have to be so complicated? Of course, in a situation like this, my words didn't always resonate. But I kept pointing out all these little things because I knew they were important. Even in the fight to save the world, we shouldn't forget how we do it and what we leave behind.
Oh, I'm so excited that we can share this story with you. You wouldn't believe how brave and determined Tim was that day. We were all so proud of him. It all started when a terrible storm was heading towards our town. Dark clouds were hanging overhead, and people were hiding in their homes. But not Tim. He knew he had to do something. He couldn't just sit and wait for the disaster to strike. So, despite his fears and doubts, Tim decided to head to the dam to save the town.
Oh, I was so worried. I immediately envisioned all those dreadful scenarios. The storm, the water, the dam. My inner voice kept telling Tim, maybe you shouldn't go. It's too dangerous. But Tim was determined. He ran to the dam, and I couldn't calm down. My heart was racing, and my thoughts were all over the place. The safety of the whole town was at stake. But how could we be sure everything would turn out okay?
Ugh, and how displeased I was with that dirty, wet place where the dam was located. The water was already rising, and it was so slippery and gross. Tim had to wade through all that muck and grime to reach the valve. And that old valve, yuck! It was covered in rust, and turning it was simply revolting. I kept grumbling, "Tim, this is horrible. Why do you need to do this?" But he didn't listen to me, and of course, that was for the best. Thanks to his efforts, we were all saved.
Yeah, I was so angry. Why didn't the adults do anything? Why didn't anyone stop the storm earlier? And that valve, it was just not budging. I was fuming inside because we couldn't let the town be destroyed. Then Tim gathered all his strength. He gritted his teeth, tensed all his muscles, and finally turned that damn valve. The water started to recede, and it was amazing. But you know what? I was angry that he did it alone. Why didn't anyone help him? But in the end, Tim managed, and we won.
Well, friends, it's time for us to say goodbye. We've had an amazing time together, and we're so glad you joined us for this adventure.
I hope you enjoyed the story. And please, don't forget to come back. We'll be waiting for you with more exciting tales.
Until next time, everyone, stay happy and keep smiling. Hi, friends. We're so happy to see you back on our channel. Today is a very special day because Tim is going to tackle a new map in Roblox called Obby, but you're in bike. Can you imagine? Tim will be riding a bike and overcoming various obstacles. This will be an incredibly exciting adventure, full of unexpected twists and cool tricks. I can't wait to see how Tim handles all the challenges. Are you ready? I definitely am.
Yeah, today there will be a lot of action and tough challenges. I can already feel the tension building up. These obstacles can be really tough, but I'm sure Tim will get through all the difficulties and show everyone what he's capable of. Let's see how he handles each challenge along the way.
Oh, I'm already getting nervous just thinking about these obstacles. But don't worry, we'll be right there with Tim every step of the way, supporting him and helping him overcome all the difficulties. I hope everything goes smoothly and without any incidents. The most important thing is for Tim to be careful and remember safety first.
Honestly, I'm a bit skeptical. These bikes and obstacles can be dirty and unpleasant, but I still believe Tim will overcome all the challenges and show everyone how to do it stylishly and neatly. Let's cheer him on and see how he handles this test.
So, let's start our adventure. Today we'll be riding bikes and overcoming obstacles in Obby, but you're in bike. It's going to be fun and exciting. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and leave your comments. Let's go.
Don't judge Tim too harshly. He just recently started riding a bike, and he might fall. Let's support him when he falls. Support will definitely help him right now.
As you may have noticed, Tim is wearing black clothes today. This is protective gear, which helps our boy Tim avoid injuries when he falls. It protects him and, to some extent, gives Tim a rugged look.
Write in the comments if you like this map format. It's very important for us to know your opinion.
Story time. Today's story is about how Tim learned to ride a bike. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to share this amazing story with you. It was truly a joyful and thrilling week for Tim. It all started when he got his first bike. You should have seen his face when he unpacked it. Tim's eyes sparkled with happiness, and he was eager to try it out right away. The first day was full of fun. Tim rode around the yard, and every successful attempt felt like a little celebration. Do you remember when he first managed to ride a few meters without falling? His smile was so wide it seemed like it could light up the whole street. Every time he overcame a small challenge, he danced with joy and pride. Even when he fell, he got up with a genuine smile on his face, because he knew another success was just around the corner. For me, it was a real celebration watching Tim overcome obstacles with such positivity.
Well, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I must admit, watching Tim's first biking experiences was a real test for me. The first few attempts were full of anger and frustration. Each fall and failure made him flare up with irritation. He got mad when he couldn't keep his balance or when he crashed into bushes. It was hard for me to watch him struggle with his anger and frustration. Even when he couldn't immediately master the maneuvers, he still didn't give up. His anger and determination to improve helped him persevere, and that wasn't so bad after all. But every time he fell, I could feel my anger rising.
Oh, it was a real test for my anxiety. Every time Tim got on the bike, I literally trembled with worry. I was afraid he'd fall and get hurt, especially when he tried to ride over uneven terrain or perform tricky maneuvers. You should have seen how nervous he was when he stumbled or crashed into obstacles. I worried about every fall and every collision. Inside, I was shaking with fear that he wouldn't be able to handle it. But despite all this anxiety and worry, Tim kept moving forward. He learned to cope with his fears, and that was incredibly important for his success.
Honestly, I wasn't too thrilled about the process. Imagine how awful it was to see Tim coming home in dirty and muddy clothes after riding. Every time he fell into a puddle or mud, I just shuddered with disgust. The unpleasant sounds he made when getting up and his dirty hands after falls. It was all just revolting. But despite all these unpleasant moments, Tim continued to learn and move forward. His determination and willingness to keep going despite all this deserve respect. So despite all the difficulties and challenges, Tim managed to learn to ride a bike and now feels confident and happy. Each of us experienced our own emotions during this process, and that's what made his learning experience so special.
And the next story will be about how Tim learned to ride a skateboard. Hi, everyone. Today I'm going to tell you about how Tim learned to ride a skateboard. It was incredibly fun. Tim was so excited to get started. When he first got on the skateboard, his face lit up with joy. He couldn't wait to try skating around the park. Every time he successfully completed a trick or mastered a new move, his eyes sparkled with happiness. He was so thrilled with every little success, and I couldn't help but be excited with him.
Ugh, it wasn't easy. When Tim was just starting out, he often got frustrated and angry when things didn't go right. I felt my anger rise whenever he fell and his skateboard got damaged. It was infuriating when he couldn't pull off a trick that he had done before. His anger and frustration from falling sometimes made him forget about safety, which caused even more problems. But all these challenges made him stronger and more determined.
Oh, it was a real stress fest. I was constantly worried about Tim while he was skateboarding. Every jump and trick attempt gave me real anxiety. I was afraid he would fall and get hurt. It was especially scary when he attempted complex tricks at heights or on slippery surfaces. Every time he fell, my anxiety reached its peak. But as he got better at managing his skateboard, my anxiety calmed down a bit.
Ugh, I can't say I enjoyed this. There were moments when Tim would fall, and the dirty skateboard wheels would leave marks on his clothes and on the ground. It was unpleasant to see him come home in dirty clothes with bruises and scrapes. Sometimes he would forget about hygiene, and I had to see him eat with dirty hands or not clean his skateboard after riding. Although I tried to look away from these moments, Tim eventually learned to be more careful and take better care of himself and his equipment.
The next story is about how Tim learned to play the drums. I'm so excited to tell you about Tim learning to play the drums. It was truly magical. When he first sat down at the drums, his eyes lit up with excitement. The first few days were full of enthusiasm. He tried out different rhythms, mixed sounds, and even created his own combinations. Every time he got something right, his face lit up with a big smile. I remember how proud he was when he managed to play his favorite song. His joy was so contagious that even I felt excited. Every little success felt like a celebration, and seeing him so happy was incredibly delightful.
Well, I was also there for the lessons, and I have to admit it wasn't as easy as it might seem. Sometimes Tim turned into a real monster of anger when things didn't go right on the first try, especially when he was trying to master complex rhythms or change speeds. I saw his patience wearing thin and how he began to get angry at himself or the drums. There were many times when he couldn't keep his cool and would throw his drumsticks. It was tough to watch, and I couldn't help but get irritated. But that anger, though unpleasant, helped him face challenges and push through. You see, it was because of these difficult moments that he became stronger and better.
When Tim started his lessons, I just couldn't relax. I was constantly worried he might make a mistake, especially when he was trying out complex rhythms or when the drums were making loud noises. Every missed beat or wrong hit triggered real panic in me. I was anxious that he might overexert himself and worried that the loud sounds might disturb the neighbors. It was especially nerve-wracking when he practiced late at night. I tried to manage my fears and anxieties, and with each time he became more confident, I felt my anxiety gradually fading away.
Honestly, I wasn't thrilled about the process. When Tim was practicing hard, he was sweating, and his hands left marks on the drums. All that sweat and grime sometimes made me feel genuinely disgusted. I was unpleasantly surprised to see that he sometimes forgot to clean his drums after playing. This led to the drums becoming sticky and dirty, and the surrounding area wasn't in the best shape either. I felt a real discomfort from all this mess. Fortunately, over time, Tim started taking better care of his setup and keeping things in order, which made everything a little less disgusting. So, the journey of learning to play the drums was not only challenging, but also full of different emotions. Each feeling, whether it was joy, anger, anxiety, or disgust, played its role in this exciting process, and together, they made his learning experience truly unique.
We had so much fun today sharing stories and experiencing all the emotions with Tim. We hope you enjoyed it too. If you liked our stories and want to hear more, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, hit that like button if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next adventures. I hate it when people forget about that. Tim worked hard, and your support means a lot.
Oh, I hope everything went well and nobody forgot to subscribe. I was a bit anxious that something might go wrong. Your likes and subscriptions help us know you want more, and that makes us really happy.
And also, please leave comments. We need to know what you like and what you don't. No junk in the comments, please. We're doing our best to make everything interesting and enjoyable for you.
Thank you for being with us. See you soon, and remember, always stay cheerful and active.
Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.
Take care and don't forget to check out our channel.
Goodbye. We hope we didn't leave you with any unpleasant feelings.
Bye-bye, and see you next time.